Night, good night, good night, good night, good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. I am in the state of the good old state of Arizona. It is extremely cold here. Of course, there's like a time difference. Y'all know how it works. I'm not as rambunctious today because it's nighttime and I'm a little bit tired, but of course, the show must go on, like we always say in theater business. So don't mind me. I'm in some pajama looking thing. Not because, O'Neill wear pajamas to bed, but simply because, basically because O'Neill is, what now? Taking photos. That's basically what it is. So in other words, I'm out there taking photos. So good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Today was a great day in Skitland. I felt like the writers did a bunch of things that I could have said, you know what? Yes, I think they tried their best to entertain us. Put it that way. I'd also said that the writers spent time to try to, I guess, bring certain things back into the fold. One of the things they brought back in was the Dalen character, and again, that's where we think them should be. That's where we think them should start. Anyways, um, let's not spoil the night. We now have a Shayla and Delicia essentially, and that's what it is. Is it cold in Arizona? Yes, it is. It's 43 degrees. That's cold for me. Remember, guys, well, I'm not have to remind y'all, but I'm from Jamaica, so I mean the weather here is always cold. Anything below 80 degrees is cold for O'Neill. It doesn't matter. Anything below 80 degrees is absolutely cold. But it's cold here. We're out into the desert. Tomorrow I'm going into the Grand Canyon. I will try to see if I can give you guys some pictures when I'm in there. Maybe I'll try to ride the helicopter depending on if my stomach feel good. If it is, I'm gonna try to see if I can give you guys as much pictures as possible from the little trip we have. So let's get into it here. Let's see exactly what Shayla and Delicia got going on. Shayla, Delicia running game. Let's go.
This is so cute.
Thank you.
I love this.
Thank you, girl.
Slit in the
A little
sleeves.
Lucky Libra. Lucky Libra. Leopard. I feel so much peace. Sometimes I just sit on the couch in complete silence and just really soak in all of my blessings.
Collect your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you on that. I love this blanket.
Let me ask you something.
Oh God.
When was the last time you were really in love with somebody?
Me can answer that question for you. Hold on, Sheila. Me can answer that question for you. She in love with Iman right now, but you just don't know that right now. So just hold on on that. Just hold on on that right there. So just hold on on that. So she's in love with Iman at this point in time. So I don't know how you're gonna work that out. But yeah, what you mean? When the last time a man in love with somebody? Okay, okay. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you enjoy Delicia running game on Shayla? Do you guys enjoy this? Let me ask y'all this because I feel like we're gonna enjoy it, more than we should enjoy it. Sometimes I wonder if O'Neill should be doing it. Somebody said Delicia is a full size fool. So she's not a half a fool, basically. She's like a full size fool. So here's my question though. I mean, she already have money though. I mean, she's getting $15,000 to play the fool, if you ask me. That's what I think is going on.
Here we go. Money talk.
She's getting $15,000 to play the fool. So, me not know how you work that out, but y'all tell me. I've been asking the question all day. You know what I mean? But hey, let's run into it some more.
The last time I was really in love with someone. Mm, I think when I'm in love with myself. When I really, really put a lot of energy and effort into loving me, that's when I feel the best. That's when I'm the happiest. Instead of putting all that energy into people or anyone else, put myself first.
If really this was really like true, like if she actually meant this and it wasn't just like a facade, it wasn't just a bunch of words coming out of her mouth, basically like a word salad, in other words. And because at this point in time, it's just a word salad, and Delicia is just saying things because she knows that she is being paid $15,000 just to keep it on the wraps. You know that she going to give up some pom pom to him. That's basically what's going on. That's basically what's going on. But my question is, is the nature that Delicia is still living underneath Shayla's roof while doing all of this? It feels to me like Delicia on a plan for move out at all. Maybe it's just me seeing that, but it feel like I see pimps and prostitutes. That's what you say. Well, that's basically what's going on. Is Delicia, let me ask you a question, planning to stay in Shayla's house? It feel to me like Delicia don't plan for move at all. I feel like she plan for do nothing else at all. Let me read y'all's comments. Delicia's man is Delicia's man is paying for that house, so she deserves to be there. Well, hey, you know what, Kenyatta? I can't complain about that. By the way, I think Foster Mays, I think you said today was your birthday. Is that correct? Foster May, is today your birthday? Foster Mays, is today your birthday? Foster Mays, is today your birthday? Give me one moment here, guys, because Foster May did say something on the channel today about today being our birthday. Foster May, just respond to me and tell me if it's a birthday today so I can sing happy birthday for you. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is extremely crazy. Give me one moment here. I'm true to love. Look at Iman, woman. Let Delicia keep playing in Shayla's face like Shayla played in Amber's face over a year. At this point, might as well. Basically, I mean, why not? You're right. True to love. I agree with that. Iman is not a thinker. Delicia didn't sign an NDA. I said this today, Angela, that she didn't sign an NDA at all, and that was kind of a little bit crazy. Truth. Give me one moment here. True to love. I think today is somebody's birthday. Foster May, is today your birthday? Is today a birthday, Foster May? There we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Foster Mays. Happy birthday to you. There you go. I promise you first today I'm happy birthday. So make sure I'm sing happy birthday. Nonetheless, there you go. To guys, friends, today is Foster May's birthday, so I wish her a happy birthday. It took me some time, Foster May, I was driving all day. I think I saw your comment. I see the comment while I was on the road, and I say, you know what, hold on, give me some time, and I see exactly if I can, sing a like a happy birthday for you once I get to settle down. So that's what's going on right now. So I can tell Foster May happy birthday. There you go. Back to the show. Apparently, no one feels the vibes or misreads or misdeeds. So, I mean, she can stay there for at least a year. So basically, no one is really feeling as to what's happening. Like nobody is seeing. Nobody's seeing this. You want her to keep playing in Shayla's face. In other words, y'all really want Delicia to keep this up. Basically, what y'all want to tell me say is y'all don't really care. At this point in time, y'all don't really care. It's gonna blow up in Shayla's face because she's gonna take what her mother said about Delicia, being jealous of her, and Delicia gonna bust her bubble. So in other words, you want it work this way, basically. That's what you're saying right now. Foster Me, look in the chat. People are giving you the happy birthday signs right here. So that's correct. The immaculate girl. And some like immaculate girls, say it work out because immaculate girls are generally very, very, what you call it now? They're very pristine. You understand? They're very pristine. So when you get a girl from immaculate and it work out. So don't worry yourself, Foster Me, of course. Of course, we have to sing the happy birthday if you're just like that. All right. So let me see what's going on. Let's go. Let's go.
That's when I've been in the most love.
You know what? That's actually a word.
Real talk.
I think sometimes as women, we're so consumed with the man that we forget about ourselves.
Absolutely.
What does that
So
mean?
that's good.
Hold on. When women say that they get so consumed with themselves, so they forget, so they're consumed with the man, so they forget about themselves. What does that mean exactly? You know what I mean? Like, because, okay, no one is telling Shayla to get consumed by a man. No one is saying that. There is no man out there that is saying be consumed by me. In fact, most men don't want you to be consumed by them anyways because they would like some amount of time by themselves. It's just that Shayla doesn't understand the concept of space. That's the idea. So she doesn't really understand the concept of space. And when you don't really understand the concept of space, you tend to be very pushy. So I don't know what she's talking about basically. But again, of course, she rambles on and gives these, extreme word salads and things that she don't really mean, or she doesn't really know what she's talking about.
Like that's when life works out in your favor, when you really just love and put yourself first.
Yeah, just imagine you put all the energy and effort into loving yourself like you would a man, or just imagine all that energy you put into someone else. If you put that same energy into yourself or into God, and I feel like your life would just be so much better. You won't have as much stress, anxieties. You're just happy and content with yourself.
So is Delicia pretty much telling Shayla that she needs to focus on herself and leave Iman? Is Delicia, hold on here, folks. Is Delicia telling Shayla to leave Iman and focus on herself? Is that what it is? It's like a backward message. Is that what it is basically? Is that what we're having happen? Ladies, talk to me here. Is that what we're having happen? Shayla is in a poly relationship and doesn't even know it. That is correct, true to love. She is in a poly relationship. Let me read some comments here. Shayla, you get consumed with men, not us women. Thank you very much for that, Dahlia, because I don't know what she's talking about. I've never seen that, but all right. I was like, well, okay, maybe me lose something. It's still crazy that not one secret of Anthony and Shayla has come out. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. That is true. Delicia played the long game. And I think she should. Plus, she should play the long game. Kyle will be dropped off tomorrow to somebody's. Tomorrow. So she can run underneath Iman. So basically, that's what's going on. Kai, the baby, is just left all over the place. But hey, I guess Amber will take him. Shayla needs to feel some kind of hurt for everything that she has done. I agree with that, Barb. I agree with that. I think that's what needs to happen. Girl, you're the only one being consumed with a man. Thank you very much. I don't know of women consuming themselves with men like that. I don't know about that. Women who work don't consume themselves with men. But okay. All right. Everybody knows that what that means, O'Neill. All she cares about is a man. She doesn't even care about Kai. That is correct. That is extremely correct. So is this going on? Shayla, leave us women out of this. You're consumed by men. Y'all are really something else, I swear. You guys are really, really something else. Let's run into it. Let's go.
When you truly love,
That's true. And imagine if we gave God the type of time that we give men or other people, what our life would look like. I wonder how that makes God feel, us putting a man first.
I don't know, but maybe you need to check that out, because I think that you're the only person that's actually doing that. I mean, you're not even putting your kid before the man at this point, and you should be, because the kid is pretty young. I mean, I couldn't see any woman putting her child that is 1 year old above me, and I'm feeling good about that at all. But I guess you like that, man. I know. I'm not quite certain. You know, I'll be anyway. Run into it.
right? It's like a slap in the face, low key, like putting all that energy into a guy more than God is crazy, yeah. But we do it because we're human. At the end of the day, we don't realize it. But once you realize it and you put a lot of energy into yourself and in God, you're unstoppable.
Hold on. I like this start here from Vanette. Vanetta says, Iman will play both of them and walk away from both. Do you guys believe this? And I have an opinion on this. Do you think that Iman will play both and walk away? Give me your take on this. Give me y'all's take on this. Do you feel like he'll play both of them and then walk away from them? Do you believe this? Do you believe this? Do you believe that that's what will happen? Vanetta stated this. I'm waiting to see when Iman comes over to Shayla's house and Delicia is there. If Iman will be skillful like Anthony. Trust me, he's going to be extremely skillful. On TV, Iman really doesn't care about her. I don't know if him even care about Delicia either. Girl, bye. Shayla, don't. Shayla, you didn't even think about your child, let alone God. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Shayla confuses persistence with nuance. Nuisance. I apologize for misreading that. Because she's a nuisance. I have a feeling that he will. You know what, Angela Powell, I honestly believe that at this point I think Iman will do it. And I'll tell you why. Me hear what you're saying, Clarence. You're saying that Iman really wants Delicia, but okay, I am a little bit worried about. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm saying to you. If Iman is able to get away with what he has done, then my question is, couldn't he keep pushing, the boundaries again and again and again? That's my question. Because human beings are susceptible to doing this, where you give somebody an inch, you take a yard. The more rope you give someone, the more they actually take. So I could see that actually occurring. But hey, give me on a take on that. I'm just saying.
We should have our own podcast.
We should. What are we gonna call it?
Somebody's got to say it.
That is a bar. Somebody's gotta say it.
Somebody's got to say it.
Let's do it. Set it up.
Me and you on a podcast, we getting canceled day one. But they heard what we was really talking about behind.
Shayla look like she is with a cocoa butter upon her legs. And that's what it look like to me. Her leg them kind of shine. She look kind of zesty. Her legs look a little bit shiny, if you ask me. Okay. All right. So let's work on this. Let me get some on y'all's comments. He's so high he doesn't even know. He might. Iman is not going to want neither of them because they're costing him money. I guess he could use that. Iman has already demonstrated shiftiness with his stance on who he wants to be with. He was dead set on being with Delicia. Then Shayla cried her sad little story and was able to get Iman to fold. That's what I'm saying, Kiri. I think that you have measured this correctly. And from a man's space, when I look at this, I say that Iman is definitely very shifty. Kiri. He's not as definitely a man who is very solid in his being, is not very shifty like that. If he likes a woman, then it's just her. He's not going to shift from that, and he will do everything he can to protect that particular relationship. But the mere fact that Iman has started to move back and forth these two women, that's what I don't trust either. So I think you're reading the situation correct, Carrie. I think you are. I really and truly think y'all are reading the situation correct. Iman will play them both. Delicia sold her soul for $15,000 will blow up in both of them faces. Well, who's are us? You guess only like stuff like this? I don't know. No, Sophie, I don't like stuff like this. What I want, I guess, is honestly, I wanted Shayla's karma differently than Delicia. Sophia, if you ask me what I really wanted, I really and truly wanted Shayla's karma to come differently versus how they're doing it now. But if this is how they're going to give it to us again, I'm just going to take it for what it is. If you want to know my honest opinion on it, that's really what I'm talking about. Iman doesn't really know the game. He can easily get distracted with a new girl. That's correct. That is correct, Goddess Lana. I feel like that assessment is very, very is a good assessment. Iman knows how to drive away from the female, leaving a female in her own tears. Exactly. Exactly. I think Iman is going to push Shayla to break up with him. Like how? How do you see that happening though? Will Iman push Shayla to break up with him? That's a very good comment. But like how? Give me an example like how you see the breakup in your mind. Lene, uh, is it Linal? Is that what it is? Linal. Help me pronounce the word. Lena. There we go. I must say Lena. That's what it is. It's Lena. Lena Leon. Okay, that's what it is. How would you pronounce it? I apologize for that, Lena. How do you read this? How do you read this? I think only like stuff like this, but he's mad at Amber because Amber is having a hard time dealing with her husband and her best friend done to her. Sophia, I think okay. Good question. So I think you're going off of what I had this morning. So I had an issue with Amber. Since I want to know my stance on what was this morning, they have actually worked it out, and I felt like they didn't need to go back into the past for Amber at this point. I don't think she needs to go into the past. That's one. But if it is that you find yourself, this is what I will say to you, Sophia. If you find yourself going back into the past on what happened in a relationship and you're trying to move on a new one, then you need therapy. That includes males as well. If every single time I'm with you, Sophia, and I'm bringing up the girl from 10 years, I'm gonna say, say you can't be like Jane because Jane is whatever it is, then it means I need therapy. That's the point I'm raising. Because it means that what I'm doing is I'm bringing the baggage from the past into the new relationship that is in front of us. Again, I like to say Amber in the right because I feel like she's going toward the right place. That's all I'm saying. So that's what the idea is, as far as I'm concerned. I want to see Shayla get her karma, but more want to see Amber in a her glory days. Then that's what I want. That's what I want, Sophia. Just so you know, Shayla will never break up with Iman. He needs another strategy. That was the question. Now, Shayla is not leaving Iman unless it's something really, really bad. I don't even think she will leave him because of cheating. That girl loves money so much. Okay, that was the question. Will Shayla leave Iman? That was the question. That was the question. Yes or no? That was the question I had for y'all. Just that. Shayla be sending Kai over to the Daltons and Angelina just sit in her house, tooting it up for Iman, tooting it up for Iman, who is next door poking Delicia. That is correct. She will definitely do that. She will definitely do that. I want her karma to be so hard that she thinks about what she did to Amber, seeks forgiveness from God and Amber, and become a mother to Kai instead of a playmate when she wants to be. Vanetta, thank you very much. I feel like this is where my sentiments are. That's where my sentiments. That's where my sentiment is. That's where my sentiment is. I feel like Kenyatta, thank you very much. Amber is losing her swag because I really don't recognize her. That's what I'm saying. There's a certain level of spirituality that Amber had before Anthony came back. And the Amber them want back. But let me ask y'all, do you want back the spiritual Amber before Anthony came back? That's the Amber I want. But if you want to say something else, you can say that. But that's the Amber me want. Yes, Kenyatta. Me agree with that. Iman is trying to break up with her right with her the right way, but Shayla isn't going to leave Iman, but she didn't want to leave Anthony. You think she's going to leave Iman who is not married? Exactly. The only reason why the only reason why Anthony got off scot-free was because he was married. And him still didn't even get off. That's my problem. She may leave if him stop giving her money. You think so? That's a very, very interesting statement. Hold on, hold this. You know what, Iris? This is a very, very interesting statement. This is a very interesting. The gas is a problem and boundary. If that's violated and Anthony takes Kai, okay, so I said that's the biggest thing. Interesting. I don't believe it ever happened with sailing to get any karma. For Shayla to get any karma, I think that's what you're saying right there. Wayne has Amber living in the past while Shayla is living her life. True to love, that's kind of what O'Neill was saying. It didn't make no sense as to where Amber was at this time. 1 year from an event that you've already gone over and you're saying you got counseling, then okay, then it means then that Amber need counseling. But eventually she worked it out, and eventually, she and Anthony seem like they start to communicate better, and she asking some. If you notice, on the last video that I did, Sophia, I did compliment Amber on asking Anthony what would please him, because I saw you want make sure you understand the man. Just as though him need to understand you, you need to understand him just the same. That's the idea of that. Correct, Sophia. There was an Amber before Anthony came, and that is the Amber me love. Me love the Amber day because the Amber day was unbothered. Not much bothered her, and she was able to. You could have tell that she was moving by the spirit. I like the Amber day. I like that Amber more than anything else. That's the Amber I actually like. Wainwright's Amber looking weaker to make Shayla look stronger. I don't know why no one acknowledges this. If it's nothing, Amber, the character that can do Wayne is in control. Correct. Correct. is how him write it. You see, the spiritual Amber before Anthony's Amber, me like. Me, y'all can pick on the Amber as to what una like, me like the Amber there. Because the Amber there started to look from a very spiritual lens. You could have tell that God did in her life and she looked different and she not all over the place and she was more grounded then. There was a level of groundedness to that Amber. One moment, Rico DIY, let me see if I can get your comment and read it. Me one moment, guys. The chat is moving very fast. Bear with me here, folks. I know it's a lot of y'all on, on the live stream. So that's what it is. Shayla will not be leaving him. Remember, Shayla told him that she will do anything to keep him. In her opinion, why? In why opinion? Okay. Shayla agreed to have Delicia to their relationship. That's correct. I don't believe that Shayla is going to leave Iman under no circumstance. And the worst thing, see, the thing is, the worst thing Iman could have done was to take this is the worst move him could have make on a girl like Shayla. The worst move that Iman could make, this is it, is get back with Shayla. Unless him go and call the police on Shayla. If Iman is not willing, listen to me, and him saying him want to do it neat and blah 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 and blah 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 blah. If he's not willing to call the police on Shayla, she's not going anywhere. If Iman is not willing to dial 911 on his phone, I'm telling you right now, she is not going anywhere. Him can say what he wants to say, but she's not going anywhere. Because what he has done is he's built up her hopes. That's the problem. Him build up Shayla's hopes. What that mean, O'Neill? It means that at first you almost made her think that there was no relationship, but then you went back. One, you slept with her, and two, you stayed with her. It's not like you make it look like it was a mistake. No. You come home and you're back into the same house with her. That is what is going to make it difficult for Iman at this point in time. If you now call 911, it doesn't make any sense. One Journey, thank you very much for putting this up. Guys, click the like button. Share out the video at this point in time. I don't know where we are right now. We're on here. O'Neill, Delicia was texting Iman. That's why she was smiling. I think so. I believe that's what was going on as well too. Shayla is so desperate that Shayla will agree with Iman on having another woman as long as he can take care of her. That's what I tell you, Mary. True to love, that's exactly what it is. And that me believe in what you're saying right here, right now. Remember, Shayla was willing to do Anthony while having Amber. Think about that. Shayla was willing to mess with a married man and try to keep the married man. I want you to just remember that she just tried to keep the married man. That is how the plan is stupid. Thank you very much, One Journey. Iman's plan is extremely stupid. I just don't believe his plan. The plan sucks. I feel like he has already botched the ball. He missed the boat, but him have got to prove me wrong. Iman will have to prove me wrong. Iman, like what Shayla does in the bedroom, he did say that. We all know Shayla doesn't have brains or anything else that's going for her. She's a professional, late on her back. That's correct. So basically, it's the pum pum at the end of the day. It's the punani. It is the punani, friends. The good old pum pum. Nothing like a shot of pum pum, basically, in the morning, just to get you. The pum pum, the pum pum, the pum pum. The bowl of yellow pum pum in the morning. Iman cares for nothing else. The only thing for him is the bowl of boiling pum pum in the morning. Nothing like a bowl of boiling pum pum in the morning. That's basically it. At the end of the day, that's really and truly what it comes down to. When a man is done, he's done. He will either ghost you or tell you and actually stay away and move on. Iman is not done, and that's my problem. Pum Pum almost mad Anthony. Basically, Basically, him couldn't get enough. Now Amber has to now work our strategies them now at this point in time. But Iman soft, man. I like a sympathy with my girl Amber. Of course, me I will pass sympathy for my girl Amber, but more want her to get up now, man. Me don't want her to lie down in her. I don't want to see women. Sophia, I believe that I don't want to see women wallow in a self pity, right? Just like I don't want to see it for men either. I don't want to see any of the sexes wallowing in self pity. You know, especially months and years after a year after something passed. You don't need to be wallowing in self pity. It's time for you to get up, brush yourself off, and move on. God don't give you a spirit of being stuck. Him give you a spirit of moving, a time for make movements. And Amber has already moved past that. He gone. She'll have got past and gone. It's what's in the present now that matters. Nothing back in the past don't matter. She can take it and use as an example for the future, but that's about it. Wayne and Iman are two demons. They believe that their money can fix anything. That's correct, KP Charm. But I think that they're raising the topic. They are raising the topic that women are susceptible to cash. That's basically it. We want a strong man. Iman is a weak man. That's true. This point in time, Iman is a weak man. That's all she popping. She's popping the other things. That's correct. Pump might get popped for true. Nothing wrong with that. It makes sense. Anthony wants an imitation, Shayla. Ah, I think it's a fetish. This is what I'm getting from Anthony. And that's why I know what you're saying, Nanya, and I acknowledge what you're saying. Only is that you're saying she have some PTSD. Well, then what me need from her now, Nanya, is I need her now going into counseling. Know that she has identified that she have some PTSD and work on it. But you have to work on it. That's the point I'm raising is you have to work on it. Look how many people have said to Amber that she need to go to counseling and work on her own counselor and speak with like a therapist for herself and try to, resolve some of the things, some of the past traumas with that entire situation. That's what I want from a women. That's what I want from a women, or else sitting down, making time pass and not doing anything about it is not going to help you. And that goes for men too. Cause don't feel any way in Nanya. Men go through a bunch of different things and them try to hold on to it. It's like Anthony holding on to Wayne. That's why I'm a cuss when them bring up the Wayne thing all the time, because the Wayne thing is gone. It passed and it gone. Get over it. If you can't get over it, go find one therapist and work on it. So the same thing I give for Amber with Shayla, the same thing I give for Anthony with Wayne. Go work on it on one therapist. You have to get it work on, because you now have a new marriage and you want the new marriage for work. So you have to go work on it. If you're really, really serious about the new marriage, when you work on it. Just a take, that's all it really is, guys. Me know sometimes it seems like O'Neill, is very harsh, but I don't know. Me understand. Me understand it. Me come off a little bit harsh. Anthony want an imitation Sheila. I feel like Anthony loved the maid outfit thing. Me don't know. It's a thing. Is a thing. Iman told Sheila's mom that I see you coming after me. He shut her down, not Anthony. Exactly. Zanet, what you say, Zanet? Zanetta, what you say? If you go back and look, Amber told Shayla about Anthony made fantasy, and Shayla took that info and used it to her advantage. So Amber is clarifying, I knew then, but I got you now. Exactly. Zanetta, thank you very much for this. This me a talk about. If you watch my last video with Amber, you heard me commending her, Sophia and Zanetta and Nanya. You heard me commending her that yes, Amber, you have to understand. So the man like the maid outfit. It seemed like it's a thing for him. You can't ask me. It not do nothing at all for me. Me just want to say there's something. If you lay out the pum pum, basically that is enough for O'Neill. Look, if you lay it out for your Jamaican friend, I'm perfectly fine. Just lay out the pum pum. I'll take a look at the pum pum and whatever it is. But it seems like Anthony like his pum pum wrapped up in a maid outfit package. This is what it is. Him love it wrapped up in a maid package. So I cannot complain. This is why I'm like it. But yes, it feels like Amber is getting the message. Anthony likes made pum pum. I just saw it go. Me no know him say something about when the woman dip on her knees a scrub. Me no find that attractive. Me no want you on your knees a scrub. It would have actually turned me off, but me think him like that. That's just the deal. Him love made pum pum. Anthony loves made pum pum. That's about it. Anthony loves made pum pum. That's it. That's it. That's it. Anthony loves made pum pum. Somebody says, but Amber is grieving too. All right. Let me tackle some of these things with y'all guys. Let's work on this. Thank you very much. Lena, thank you very much. Amber is grieving too. It starts with therapy. I like that you said this. Okay. Being a person who work in the mental health space, I want you to work with me. As a person who work in the mental health space, I've seen people go further and further down the scale because them don't work on whatever it is that is bothering them. So them get hurt today and then they work on it. 1 year from now, are the same thing coming back up again. A year from then, you get therapy with them, it's the same thing. 2, 3 years has passed and you're working on the same thing. It means you're not actively work to see exactly if you can resolve that particular issue. And that's where O'Neill is saying you have to actively work at that. You must. You must find a way to overcome it. Me no know how. You have to find one of the technique them, whether it's writing, whether it's journaling, whether it is using breathing exercises, whether it is that you need to do EMDR. Maybe you need some EMDR therapy. Maybe you need some of that, right? Where they can, because they've used EMDR to assist let's see, they've used EMDR to assist people with domestic violence. They use it a lot with women in domestic violence. Maybe you need some EMDR therapy. EMDR. Jeez, it's an acronym, guys. We can whatever, but that's the idea of it. That's all I'm saying. That's all me I say. That's all only I say, Only I say running upon the therapy because, and I think that that's what they're pointing out with the Amber character, how women are hurting, and men, and they don't seek assistance. Them, in other words, they keep putting it off, and then put it off, and then put it off, and it gets worse and worse and worse till one day you just blow up, and people say, "How come she blew up?" And then guess what? She blowing up because of this thing she hasn't worked on from 3 years ago. That's the point that I'm raising. That's exactly why O'Neill is like that when it comes to that. It needs to work on. It needs to be known that you work on it ASAP. Anywho, PTSD. She was healing before Anthony came back. She allowed Anthony coming back to stop her from healing. And I agree with that as well. To true to love, them could have been friends first and then get back into the thing. That makes sense. If Amber gets therapy, she may realize that she doesn't want to be with Anthony, and that would be a great thing. Carrie, so may I tell you, that a damn thing that I mean. She doesn't even know if she wants Anthony or she's just wanting him for a particular reason. A damn little something me I talk about. I love this. Carrie, thank you very much for posting this because of that. In other words, what I'm saying is that we perpetuate a lot of hurtful cycles in our lives. And then we say, well, it's because of Bob or Dick, because we Dick do 10 years ago. But you can't blame Dick forever. You got to change it at some point in time. And it goes for men too, I feel like because I'm saying it for women means it doesn't go for men. It does. It does. I see him thing. And that's why I said you're going to this new relationship where you find with people is that them bring a whole heap of baggage. That's where the baggage thing come from. That's exactly where it come from. The lack of dealing with these things. But what does Amber have? Misery. Anthony isn't good for her. She can forgive him, but I feel that she may have to move on. Makes sense, Novan, and that's why we say she needs some therapy. She may need some therapy. She want Anthony out of fear. True to love, me also agree with that. I said this at one point in time. I said it sounds like, because she's mentioning that there are no other men out there. And I said that that's a very unfair statement. If you're saying that there are no other men, you're saying that God, thank you very much for putting in the acronym in itself inside of the chat for me. Thank you very much. If you're saying that there are no good men out there, what you're saying is that is that God is limited in the amount of men him can supply. Like, I would never ever think in my lifetime that there aren't enough women existing in the universe. And don't bother make it seem like every woman good. So let me just state that right there. Then I would be stating that. Why would I put a limitation on what God can? And that's all I'm saying. You will find somebody else. So may I agree with you, true to love, as far as that is concerned. Me totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. EMDR therapy is very difficult to get though. It is, you can get it, but I think that Amber will do well with it. Amber is a millionaire. She can, you know what I mean, she can get done. Lydia, I hope that he does go back to stand up very soon. I'm no longer liking the skits when he thinks that he's such a good chess player, but he's just making a mess. He is making a mess for sure. He is making a mess. It is weird how they still didn't address how one-sided the therapy was. Candy, and that was my point. So that's why I want them show the other piece of the thing. That's all. Amber wrote herself healing in her own skits, but Wayne made her regress when he took back over. I see. I see. So in other words, I really Wayne is write some foolishness. EMDR guys, there it is. So eye movement desensitization and a reprocessing therapy. It's helpful with that domestic violence, trauma, rape, and PTSD. It is. I guess I'm saying opposite grape on YouTube. Oh, good lord. Uh, okay. Hey, don't flag me. But it is very, very useful with these things. Anything, any type of trauma at all that you have, EMDR is pretty good. It's generally like an eye movement. They generally work some technique to work your eye movement, and with that, they're able to kind of process out. Even if they don't fully process out the entire event, what they will do is they'll process it. They'll take off some of the, as you'd call it, charge off of it. In other words, the trigger then, so you won't be as triggered as you would have been before. That's the aim of that particular type of therapy. Thank you very much for that. Foster May, thank you very much for that. A woman need to heal before she get into a new relationship. Nadira, that's what O'Neill is saying. That's exactly what O'Neill is saying in a nutshell. That's what I'm saying. If a man sleeps with Shayla and get her pregnant, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So I wouldn't even sleep with that. That's the deal as well too. Well, let me ask you all this: can you see Delicia getting pregnant? Interesting. It's a very, very interesting statement. Can you guys actually see Delicia getting pregnant? So you're saying, I think because he told his lawyer that he never got an overview incident, I believe that that's why the therapist focused on Anthony and Wayne, because that was what Anthony wanted to get over. Yes. However, and that's where Amber comes in. Amber has to tell the people that she want what she wants to deal with. When you're in therapy, you tell them what you want to do, and they'll make you do that. She didn't do that. That's just the biggie of the entire piece. Anthony wanting a submissive wife, giving 50 Shades of Grey. Um, mm, Put it this way, Charmin. I would like a passionate woman. I like a passionate woman, but I don't want a woman that is very masculine. I don't think him want Amber bullying him in the bedroom. Him want to be the bedroom bully. Anthony just saying that him want to be the bedroom bully. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. There you go again, true to love. Yes, they never addressed her losing her biological child. There's so much things in Amber's head that is unresolved. Thank you very much. Sophia, a damn thing I only talk about. There's too much unresolved things in Amber's head. But again, they are playing it right, because the average woman, okay, the average woman does not seek therapy as fast as she should. She waits. She wait. Something happened today, she wait. She not link her therapist immediately so that way she can get into the spotlight with therapy right away. The best time to the therapy is exactly when the thing itself happen, because at that time it's fresh. You can work through the triggers. The therapist can work through the pain with you. Them can go through it with you at that point in time. Perfect time to work on it. Before it starts to, what you call it now, it starts to basically ferment inside of your subconscious. Then it take harder because now you have more and more things piling up on top of that particular hurt. The only present Amber can give Anthony is another baby. Basically. That's correct, Antoine. That's correct. That's the only thing he can get right now. This is why she's getting so attached to Kai, exactly true to love. Because you see when I talk about true to love, I'm glad you're bringing these things up. It's her lack of working at what she need to work on that is causing the other things in her lifetime to happen. She's afraid to have a child because of the trauma of losing a child. She afraid for Lego Anthony because of the trauma of what happened the last time with Anthony. There's a lot of fear built up in Amber's belly. A lot of unresolved issues. Them want to work on, you know what I mean? But I guess they're playing it true because I saw this is how a lot of women sit down with the problem. That's why O'Neill is talking so much on it, Sophia. That's why O'Neill complain on it, because I understand that Amber is a representation of a lot of women. And since it's a black show, we are talking about black women. Amber is a representation of a lot of black women that don't seek assistance. Them don't seek help. Them wait until them depend them last and upon them face for seek help. And by the way, black man stay the same way too. And when him down in a gutter, then him start think about therapy. When the black man they down in the gutter, just black women are the same thing. When we down at the gutter, because we have been trained that we must tough up and whatever it is. And I'm not saying you mustn't be, tough enough and you mustn't be built in a certain ways. I'm not saying that. But you have to understand that you can get assistance as you go through life. That's just the point that I'm making. So many layers that needs to be released. That's correct. A lot of layers. Have you noticed how everyone else is getting pregnant except Amber? That is true as well too. I have this nauseous feeling that we're going to see Shayla receive her karma. She will remain in the house, no job, no skills, talking about how blessed she is, which makes me want to throw up. He said she's never going to see karma. Iman is not taking Shayla outside. He can't risk his public image. She pop in her mouth and he's cooked. She pop up her mouth and he's cooked. That's true. O'Neill, you need to make a fuss to get Amber therapy. You got us counseling. Now we needed to get a baby and a therapist. Exactly why I cuss so much every girl, and every time O'Neill make nice, them put one and two things in there. So now where I said I'm gonna start cuss and make nice again. I want to see build me my Amber character properly. Please and thank you. Two characters I want them to deal properly. The Dalen character and the Amber character. I think them have two great actor and them have a good actor and a good actress in both of them. And if they write the stories them properly around, then them can get a great performance. Amber and Dalen. They don't have to be together. Them can get them own storyline. But it's clear that there are two actors. One an actor and an actress. It is clear. It is clear that them can star the show. It is clear. It is extremely clear. Only I think therapy is good, but not everyone can afford more than one session to work through their issues. Amber can afford it. No. Don't give me this. Foster Mays, don't give me this. Can Amber afford therapy? The people are a millionaire, Foster Mays. Listen to me. No way. In fact, let me cue you up on something here, Foster Mays. If you have medical, okay, or if you have Medicaid, then if you have Medicaid, even if you were to be broke and you have Medicaid, there are providers who take Medicaid. And I know this. I'm living in Louisiana. My wife, the therapy. And yes, she took a lot of Medicaid clients. I'm now in California. You have a lot of Medicaid clients. Believe me, them supposed to can find ways and means of getting it done. And Amber in this case is a millionaire. There is no way she can afford therapy. No way. A woman of Amber's stature is supposed to be working with a therapist 24/7, so she's on peak. She's on peak. She is too. A woman of Amber's stature, let me say it again. A woman who is as business sharp, because she business sharp. She business sharp. Therapy have to keep your mind sharp, man. Have to make sure say somebody on the outside. You can listen in with somebody on the outside. You may just need another perspective. Maybe your perspective is not enough. Think about it. When we sit down and we do these lives, think about the different perspectives that y'all bring just to this live by itself. When different people say different things about the characters and you might share a point here and somebody share a point there. So just think about how powerful that is in itself. Some of the times just reading some of the comments and the things that y'all write is just beyond me. Then that show you exactly what therapy is. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Anthony has always been a freakish. Before Anthony met Amber, he was a frequent strip club goer, which is how he met Shantae and got into the first pregnancy problem. So that freakiness was there. Exactly. And that's what I mean. She must be on peak farm. Peak farm. Amber need to be on peak farm. That's all I say. Amber can afford therapy. She does need to work through her issues. And that's all I was saying today. Me know it come across as it like me a beat Amber. No. Me not like the situation. Me not like when people is down for too long. You're down for too long. You can't stay down for so long. I understand people going to say, no, only but you grieve. How long you going to grieve for? How long you going to grieve for? Let me tell you something I learned about grief. Be very careful with falling into grief because you can allow yourself to get there and stay there for a long period of time. You talk to some people in a therapy, them a cry. What are you crying for? I remember my grandfather. Yeah, okay, wow. Down into pure tears. My grandfather died. When him dead? 10 years ago he died. Where you have your grandfather's stuff taken for 10 years? You need therapy. You know, seek therapy at one point in time. This must have happened before. If you still a cry 10 years after, it means that the charge is still in that particular emotion. So you have to go work on that. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying right now. Anyway, y'all know it working every now and again, you know. Oh, it's going on and off. My sound going on and off. You have to stop because women them go through this type of depression. Nanya, men go through depression too, you know, Nanya. I want to share something with you, Nanya. Me share something with you. Men go through depression just like women. In case you don't know. Nanya, men go through. Anyway, you see, because you don't see it, you don't understand. Maybe because you don't see it. You know how many men jump off of buildings and do things to them? Oh, hold on. Is my sound out? Refresh, friends. Refresh. Refresh. Hold on. Let me see if it's out or something. Give me one moment. I hear that this sound is bad. I think it's YouTube. Refresh. There we go. Nanya, men go through a lot of depression and things, contrary to how women think. Just the same way. All I'm saying, in case what they've brought up today to you is don't stay too long. This was the lesson we get from it. Don't afford yourself to stay too long in a depressive state. It does no good for you. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Me know you're gonna say, well, O'Neill, but she have to wait and you must be empathetic. Me get it. But just not allow yourself to fall down to the abyss for too far and for too long, because you will stay there for a long period of time. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how no one take it. I don't understand how you want to get with it. But that's the one thing I know about this particular thing. Just don't allow yourself to stay there for too long. That's all I'm saying. And it seemed like Ambra make herself stay in this depressive, because when you look on her today, at one point she look like a zombie. I mean, I say, if you have to look so, it means say you now come up certain ways. Give me one moment, Goddess London. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, there we go. Nanya, my ex went through a depression. I have to call him just for wellness calls to make sure he's okay. You see this, Nanya? Nanya, when man go through depression and that's woman doesn't see it, Because as a man, you're told that you must be strong, Nanya. Have you ever looked on a man yet and him depressed so much that till him get slim? Extremely slim? Him depressed because, and depression are some simple things. Him depressed because he might lose him job and him can't find another job to replace that job. So him may used to have made $100,000 in one job. Him lose this job and now him only can make 50 grand. And that alone has thrown him into this depressive state where him now barely taking care of himself, him barely cleaning up himself, him barely going after him dreams anymore, him depressed, him barely eating, so him slim out. All me I say is that. That's all me I say. Give me one moment, true to love. I was just responding with thing there. You say I hear me. That's all me I say, Nanya. Nanya, I'm not trying to desensitize from anything at all. That's all me I say is you have to find a way to get with a counselor and a therapist. Me I say you have to start identify it so that way that you don't get thrown in the abyss and stay there for a long period of time. It's a year, Nanya. At some point, that's all me I say. At some point, she has to now talk to someone. When she wore the short blonde wave wig, she mentioned that she invested in a wig company. Her cousin Kay mentioned Amber makes her own body butter. Amber has always been a businessman. Exactly. And when you're a business mind, Nanya, you have to keep yourself sharp. You can't afford to be breaking down at the middle of business. So even if you take time off to go deal with it, then you got to take time off to deal with it. And all we're asking for the Amber character is to go heal. So she's ready to take on Anthony. And she's not in there blindly. That's all I'm saying. But hey, maybe I say something different. Yes, Paula, this me can agree with. Both Anthony and Amber need to talk to us. Exactly. Both of them need to have conversations, meaningful conversations with a therapist. Even Anthony needs therapy as well. But since as me I talk about what's his name, since as I'm talking about them, fine. Did you write something else? Which one? You out my comment. Which one in the comment let me never read? Which one me never read? Shayla knows this. That's why she uses Anthony and Amber, because she knows Amber wanna be a mother badly. Shayla is exactly. That's why I want Amber for process it out, because sometimes I feel like Amber is keeping Kai because of something that happened in the past, because of the youth, Thank you very much, One Journey. Thank you very much. One Journey at Delicia. Don't stay too long in any toxic state. Listen to me, friends. I understand. I get it. Yes, people go through different things, but I'm saying just don't stay there too long. Just don't stay there too long. Just not stay there too long. That's all me I say. I don't know how no one read that, but all me I say just not stay there too long. Lots of men, lots of things happen to men, and them just block it out. Yeah, man, things happen to man, and them man just block it out, Nanya. Man just block it out, Yeah, when you lose money, Nanya, as a man, when you lose money and you have the picnic them stuff to deal with, you have kids, things to pay for. Remember, society already think you're deadbeat, Society already have you as a deadbeat. So now, when the life of a man, Nanya, is him warding off labels and tags every single day. That I life of a man because there are so many tags and things were upon him. Him back and him shoulder is carrying so many things that him no want be seen as no deadbeat. Him no want be seen as whatever. That's all I'm saying. Trust me. He has his ups and his downs, and that's why I had to go to therapy. Love him, but me love me and me love my peace. God is land, and thank you very much for that and for sharing that story. Yeah, man. If Amber can get depressed at the lake anniversary, then Anthony need to get depressed on the wedding anniversary. Easy at all. That's so best. Amber can make appointment with the pastor. Me want her. That's all me want. You see that, Nanya, and that this me I show you, Nanya. O'Neill, just like Goddess, I have to do wellness checks on my man's well-being. He actually tried to commit suicide. My first husband, God, I totally understand. Nanya, me I tell you, I think, man, let me tell you something. The man go through depression the same way, you know. We just don't happen to state it. And a lot of times a man doesn't know when he's depressed. Him don't know because the truth is he's been taught to be so tough and a macho man that him not even know him depressed. Him not even know him a lose weight. Until somebody tell him I say, wait, oh your cheekbone them so sinking and them so skinny. Wait, let me look on you. Oh, you look like you're withered down. That's when him find out. That's exactly what him find out. That's what him find out. Women normally them will look a little way in the face or so, but man no find out until some other particular time because him just to him is just working. I think she was more bothered by her memories. Well, there you go. Lena, exactly. And that's why I said that I want her. What O'Neill want from the character now is I want him put Amber now in a day. And don't get me wrong, by the way, no, Nanya, I'm not saying it's not going to come up in our mind, you know. I'm not saying now come up in our mind. And that's why I'm saying that O'Neill men go into depression because that is what happened to my brother who just died. Exactly. Thank you very much for sharing this, Steffi, man. But I think when I understand when it go with men, you know, you are going man, ladies. Men just not talk. Men just don't talk. Men just don't talk. Them not talk about certain things. People expect too much from a man and from a man. And a lot of men in London where I live have mental breakdown. So a man is just as vulnerable. We're all humans created by God. Thank you very much for this, Wallace. And break down all the time, man. I just that you don't know. You just don't see it because you know it is what it is. You know, it's what it is, you know. I've talked with the therapist a couple of times and I talk to my therapist every week about anything that happened during the week. Yes, O'Neill have to process things, and I'm explaining something to you, Nanya. O'Neill has to sit down and do processes. I actually have like books and those things that I actually write in and I journal and I do a lot of things. Because I have to keep myself in peak condition. I have to say affirmations. I have to get into I did read a comment, Stephanie. I did read a comment. Shayla knows this, and that's why she uses Anthony and Amber because she knows that Amber wanna be a mother so badly. Shayla is evil. Did see that comment as well. And I saw the comment about your brother as well, Stephanie. O'Neill have to do his work just like anybody else. Now, me explain something. I have to do it like anybody else. Me have to journal. Me have to read texts and books that will keep my mind in the most positive possible state. I have a journal. Write down what bother me for the week, you know, what me feel about a particular thing and how me can get better with it and how me can get things done. That's all it really is. Rico DIY, if you need a therapist, you may need to look in your area. But I had to do this, Nanya, because if I never did it, would have carry some things from some other relationships in the present relationship, just like we say Amber doing it. Men do it all the time when them say you're not like the other woman and what. Where you think that coming from? Lack of therapy. That's what it is, lack of therapy. So you carry everything from the previous woman. She was terrible, and you bring that now into the new relationship. So now you can't even get the relationship going. Only I went through a period of depression, and my therapist told me that you manage depression, not healed. She gave me tools to help me cope whenever I find myself slipping. Exactly. So that's the deal. You manage depression and not heal. Well, depends on how she want to get it done. I mean, again, is states, I see them as states of mind. If you want to work the term of depression and you have something called like a tone scale. Let's say you work, for example, I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm saying. So O'Neill's belief when it comes to life, right? Charmian, and I'm glad you bring this up so we can just jump on this really quickly. O'Neill's belief is that you have something called, and again, I not just my thing. Hey, it's other people's stuff, but I give exactly that. O'Neill really believes in the emotional tone scale. So there's an emotional tone scale, then, right? O'Neill believe you have what is called an emotional tone scale, where you can go up and down this particular scale, and you go through different emotions as time come by. Here is a sample of an emotional tone scale. Let's see if we can make it big. It's a sample of an emotional tone scale. Let's see if I can pull it so y'all can see it. I want something that you guys can see. I want to make it big enough that y'all can see it. Let's work with this. So there's something called an emotional tone scale. So only have to ask himself the question each time. Am I enthused? Am I conservative? Am I bored? Am I in antagonism? Am I in anger? Am I very hostile? Those are things we actually think about at different points in time. So yes, Charmin, just like you mentioned now, in terms of you manage it with coping skills, because you're trying not to get into these states of mind. You're trying not to slip down that tone scale too fast. That's the basis of what's going on. I think them do the same thing in give me one. Let me see if I can find a tool so y'all can see it. It's just a simple tool. Let me try to kind of measure where are you right now, how you're feeling right now, because that gives you an inkling into what you need to do. You can feel it. You can feel yourself slipping. So you have an emotional tone scale. You can feel yourself slipping at any given time. That's what I mean. I'm say you have to pull yourself out of that. You have to pull yourself out of that. You have to find ways and means to pull yourself out of it. So that's why I'm saying you need help. Kai is filling a void for Amber. Correct. That is correct. True to love. That is 100% accurate. Me like how you have stated that. Anthony is damaged from his childish. From his a child. I did read your comment, Stephanie. I read your comment. All that we say is wonderful, but it's up to Wayne to put it into the script for her. But maybe Wayne doesn't believe in it. I'm wondering, Dove Star. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. So my time I thinking that, but it depends on what we said when Dove Star. If we ask him to put them in the scripts, they will. They will. I did read the comment, Charmin. I think I read the comment. Your point is that it's the first anniversary and the traumatic events are typically the hardest. That's my point. Makes sense, Nanya. Totally understand it's the first year of a traumatic event, and that's why my first reaction to it, Nanya, is, oh wow, well, all right. Being that you're still holding on to this after a year, it's best now. It's time now for Amber get some real therapy, to seek some amount of therapy. That's why I'm responding that way and say, well, I time up for she seek the therapy because she have to decide now for work on this. She gonna need therapy. That's why I didn't leave the video without giving a solution. I said the solution at this point is that Amber needs some therapy, because if after a year has passed and it still is emotionally charged to you like that, it means you need some therapy. That's exactly what it means. So no worries, Nanya, man. I don't think we're off. Why is everyone having accept that? People need to realize that that's as long as you pray and talk to God, when you ask him, he'll fix your problems. Talk to him and do him say. I would want to say that. Make sure you do exactly what him tell you. Make sure he does what you do what he tells you to do, because he might tell you stuff, He might give you some ideas in your brain and you have to go work it. I see a comment. Did I read a comment, Stephanie? Stephanie, read your comment. You sure me read your comment, Stephanie? Yeah, I already comment with your brother. Men going to depression. Yeah, I remember you already comment. I'm gonna make sure somebody read the comment. I think the writers believe that they believe in therapy and how it helps with the healing process. They will not include it in the writing. I think they're going to they might put it in the man. I just that we have a kind of okay. Our channel is very powerful because I feel like we are a very, and I'm not going to make it seem like say boy, we're better than anybody else. No. But over here we discuss it from a very wide space, if it makes sense. So I think they watch this channel and I think they get ideas and I think they will put those ideas on screen. You just have to tell them why. So let me looking at the camera. Writers, again, me always telling you have a duty to the black community. And a lot of the skits them that you're showing now have topics that can get highlighted. Please put the topics inside. Thank you very much. So that's what I think they know what's going on. I think them can put it in there. It's just that it take them a while to get it in there. One journey said the skit have on a board for the tone scale. It can get you right there, to be very fair with it. It can get you right there. That's very, very true. Well, friends, you put up a new one. Hold on. Let me see if I find a new one. What was the new one that you put up, Stephanie? Which was the new one? Blue face. Let me see the blue face. Only watching the skits make me depressed. I need therapy. Wayne stressing me out. I need Shayla's karma at this point in time. Don't get too depressed. Always stay up. Stay up and stay on O'Neill's channel. Don't worry yourself. Don't you dare get depressed too much now, Steffi. Behave yourself. Don't get too depressed. Right now. I want you to stay up. Up to date. Well, friends, that's my time. I'm gonna go get some rest because tomorrow morning I go into the Grand Canyon. It's like 11 o'clock here, so I'm gonna see if I can sleep. Wake up back again at like what 5 or 6 or something to that effect. I'll drop some skits. Don't worry, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Love y'all very, very much. Thank y'all very, very much. Keep watching, keep subscribing. I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. I get some rest. Hey, love and a wonderful night. Have a